So welcome everybody to the Blackpool Pier to Pier Swim. Lovely to have you on board and so super excited. Today I've just picked up all the plaques and you're just going to love them. All obviously commissioned by a special artist, our very own Oliver Stubbs, for designing this as always. Thanks very much, Oliver, an amazing design. So I'm going to talk through with you the briefing and for those that are visually impaired or hard of hearing, I'm going to read off the slides and obviously supplement it with pictures. So at 8 o'clock, there's a safety briefing. That's for the staff and the volunteers. And there will be a registration vehicle to the side, the right side of the Sandcastle Waterpark. Now, the registration for swimmers all starts at 9 o'clock. That's when that's when you come and get your goodie bags. So excited to show you all the stuff that we've got in store for you. A lovely plaque, an amazing t-shirt and swim cap. Thanks again to Swimsy. There will be marshals around on the day, and please note that you will need photo ID to actually come and register and collect your items. Now, for those of you who've not been to the water park before, it's a huge building on the seafront. Obviously, in previous years, we've been able to use it, but because of COVID, numbers have been restricted. So we've now can use it for if you would like to go in and get any food. And also I've been asked questions about the toilet as well, but there will be a registration vehicle to the side, to the right side as you look at it here. And on the left side is where you actually go and get onto the trams. Now, as I've said before, in the bag will be your swim hat and t-shirts. The swimming hat must be worn when you swim. It will have been numbered with one of our staff. Should you need another swim hat, then please wear yours underneath it. So I know some of you sometimes like to wear another cap, but make sure you wear the Blackpool Pier Swim hat on top of it. Obviously on the day, there'll be information posted to supplement this Zoom meeting, and the team, of course, will be on hand to answer any questions you may have in relation to the event. Whilst the Sandcastle Waterpark is available for refreshments, you're asked to come ready changed this year. Swimming trunks, costumes on, and wetsuits can be put on just before boarding the tram during the journey. Now we'll be dividing you up into two groups, Group 1 and Group 2. That's for the purpose of boarding the trams. Groups 1 will be 1 to 60 and Group 2, 61 to 120. You will each be counted in on the tram, and the number should be the one that's given to you when you entered on Entry Central. However, just please note that we may reserve the right on the day to change these numbers. In terms of the timing, at 10:15, swimmers Group 1 will assemble. Now, the tram will be on the Pleasure Beach Loop, which is to the left of the Sandcastle, not outside it, on the Pleasure Beach Loop. There will be volunteers directing you in the direction of the tram, and you will be checked on upon boarding. The tram will take Group 1 up to North Pier and then return for Group 2. At 11 o'clock, Group 2 will assemble and take the tram approximately about 11:15 to the start at North Pier. As you are going on the tram, you'll pass the amazing sights of the Blackpool Tower, the Golden Mile, and you'll just see the distance that you're going to be swimming in a lovely 1.6 mile swim with the tide pushing behind you. The tram that you see on here is a modern tram. I believe when I last spoke to Blackpool Transport, we are getting a heritage tram, which will be one of the older style trams, which will be for private hire use only. So there's only us using that tram for the event. As already mentioned, each swimmer will have an allocated number from Entry Central. Can you please print that off so that when you come to register, you'll have that available with your photo ID'd. In between the swimmer registration and the tram ride, it is recommended that you'll prepare for the swim. I know on previous years, swimmers have actually put their wetsuits on, and it's been commented about It's amazing to travel on a tram right at the Golden Mile in a wetsuit. Showers this year can't be guaranteed because of COVID and the numbers in the Sandcastle. So come prepared with all your warm gear. I'm actually keeping my fingers crossed that it's a day like today when it's really, really hot and you'll be able to cool down in the lovely Blackpool Sea. Now at North Pier, for those of you who've not been there before, the tram stops up here and you'll assemble up here to begin with. Now the tram will need to go up and turn back round to bring group 2. There are some steps very close to where the tram drops you off. We do highly recommend that you wear shoes that you can swim in, like this chap here, or shoes that you can actually just leave on the tram and walk down with. The team, because of safety, because of COVID and everything else, we're going to ask you to actually make sure that we are not carrying back this year any shoes back to the tram, but please feel free to leave them on the tram anyway before you get down to the beach. There will be a start flag and some buoys. Having met at 12 noon, we all meet by the sail flags and there'll be certain warnings, 10 and 5-minute warnings. The swim will start at 12:30 prompt and you'll have an hour and a half to complete the course. Anyone who's unable to do so in the time, the beach patrol will safely pull you from the water and escort you safely to shore. This has never happened. Everybody swam and finished in comfortable time. For those of you who've not swam before, this is the Sandcastle. This is the South Pier area. This is where the registration vehicle will be, here on the slipway, well, not literally on the slipway, but by the slipway. Incidentally, that's where the Blackpool Pleasure Beach loop is for the trams. The tram will take you right down to North Pier from the sands. So on the start of the signal, you will swim out between the buoys and there will be the amazing Blackpool Beach Patrol team escorting you all around the course. Right down here, we'll go round their buoys and through the yellow buoys of my own of the Get Set for Success and then come into shore. Please can you ensure that there are some steps here, but if you can come up the slipway, please, up the slipway to the registration vehicle, that will make sure that everything runs smoothly. When you've finished the swim, please can you report to the official at the top of the slipway upon completion. Those numbers will be given to the officials before you collect your commemorative plaque, and preferably it'll be the same official that checked you in right at the beginning when you registered at 9 o'clock. You will all of you receive a bespoke memento of the occasion handed to each of you when you've completed the course. This is a participation event and we are so looking forward to everyone completing the swim and getting what they deserve. So the last swim we did, here are a couple of swimmers, wetsuits, non-wetsuits, and you can see the steps there and you come up the slipway at the top of it and come to the registration vehicle. Where, as I say, you'll get your plaque saying congratulations on completing the Blackpool Pier to Pier swim. Beautiful plaque again this year, different than in previous years. Just a few other pointers, please, to note. So, as I've mentioned, the safety of the team, we are not carrying footwear back from the beach to the tram, so please make suitable arrangements for that. The bags will be transported back to the starts, which can be left on the tram. Please could you ensure that each bag is labelled so it's easily identifiable. So we don't take any responsibility for any items or valuables. They could be left on the tram, but as I say, the tram is for private hire use only. I would also like to say, please I know restrictions have been lifted, but working with Blackpool Transport, we would like everybody on the tram, unless you're exempt, even double jabbed, to wear a mask in the safety of everybody in that contained environment within the tram. And at all times, as I've perhaps mentioned before, is if you could keep a suitable distance from people, you've got to remember that there are some people who are very happy the restrictions have lifted, and there are still some people very cautious about being near everybody, especially with the pandemic ongoing. On the day as well, and you've seen on here all the beautiful photographs and video footage, Greg Wolstenholme will be there taking photos and videos, and it will be shared on social media channels. If by any chance you do not want your photo on there, please come and make yourself known to me, and it won't get shared. But everybody gets together. Last time there was the local paper down there who took some wonderful photographs as well. After the swim, if you'd like to go and chill out, you can get refreshments from the Sandcastle, but there's obviously, being Blackpool, plenty of other food and drink facilities in the vicinity. So that's the end of the briefing, the first Zoom briefing of the Blackpool Pier Swim. If you've got any further questions, please do email me at julie@getsetforsuccess.co.uk, or just text me, or even contact me on the Facebook. You can get me there all the time. So I'd like to say super excited to welcome you all to Blackpool. Thank you once again for entering. Have an awesome swim. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon in Blackpool. Just look at how everybody enjoyed themselves last time.